Welcome, Beyond Net Zero House, Carbon Negative House. What do these terms mean? In this video, you get a quick tour of my home. You might be surprised how some really simple designs and strategies can make a really big difference. I just love high-performance houses. My definition of a high-performance house is one that demands minimally of me, of my time, my money, and precious natural resources. Therefore, I really value efficiency. Of course, the house has to be comfortable and inspiring to be in as well. In the mid-90s, I built this house, and it's not perfect, but I'm pleased with a lot of things about it.
Let's start by taking a peek at some data that I've collected over the decades. This first graph shows total energy consumption. This includes all energy sources, electricity, natural gas, propane, whatever energy source feeds the house. An average Colorado home consumes 103 million BTUs per year, according to the EIA, the Energy Information Administration. Our average consumption was less than 10 million BTUs per year. This will be very cozy in the winter, daily showers, living pretty luxurious. The second graph shows effective annual CO2 emissions from household utilities. An average Colorado home emits nearly 20,000 pounds of CO2 per year from gas and electricity use. Our energy generation considerably exceeds consumption, and our effective CO2 emissions from utilities has been on average negative 6,020 pounds.
Keep in mind that carbon emissions from household utilities is just part of the overall carbon picture. There's also carbon emissions from bringing food to the table, or transportation, waste removal. Of course, running government and industry also emit carbon emissions. Passive solar is super simple and super effective. It can easily take care of the bulk of your heating needs. Nowadays, it seems like passive solar doesn't have the attention. Higher tech solutions have stolen the limelight. And that's a shame, because passive solar is still the lowest hanging fruit if you live in a sunny location and have significant heating needs. The added construction cost to implement passive solar is really trivial. However, careful planning and design is required. Key elements of passive solar are getting the orientation right, window sizing and placement, insulation, thermal storage. Summer cooling is achieved with cross ventilation, shading in the right places, minimizing solar gain in the summer months. Visitors just can't believe it when it's freezing cold, 20 below outside, and I'm running around the house with my shorts on with no backup heating going on. Size matters when it comes to efficiency and building performance. Small is really powerful. I didn't want to feel cramped. I wanted plenty of storage space, plenty of getaway space, space enough for a family of 5. And I wanted to achieve this in as small a space as I could. So I spent a lot of time designing, making sure there was plenty of storage space, making sure there wasn't any wasted space. The footprint of the house is 22 feet by 26, 2 levels, so 1,144 square feet, plus a tiny getaway attic space.
This is the mudroom, playroom, workroom. It's a roomy 12 feet by 16 feet. The south side is mostly glass. The room is actually designed to overheat in the winter. That heat slowly rises up through the ceiling, which is the floor to the main living area. Well-insulated 5-inch concrete floor slab and a steel workbench add to thermal storage. This mass helps to moderate heat swings. The room has lots of storage, including shelves over the workbench and 21 storage bins. This garden-level bedroom is 10 feet by 12 feet and has windows on the south and east sides. It has lots of storage under its higher than normal bed. This other garden-level bedroom is extremely small, only 8 feet by 9 feet. It doesn't feel small because of the glass bricks on the south side and the north window. Lots of storage space here, 13 large bins, 8 small bins. Approaching the stairway, there's more storage, a walk-in closet, a shoe rack. Now let's go up the stairs. The open kitchen dining living room is compact but not cramped, 15 feet by 22 feet. The ceiling extends to a moderate 10 feet. Natural light comes from every direction. The kitchen layout was designed to have the winter sun to our backs, the large south windows extending to the floor. The floor is double thick for thermal storage. The west side dining space window is a special shading window to minimize summertime solar gain. The wood stove provides backup heat. We go through a scant 1/4 of a quart of wood per season. The wood comes from wildfire mitigation efforts around the house. Storage space in the kitchen is from deep drawers and a large pan rack. Drawers under the couch provide living room storage. This room is a bedroom and an office. It's only 10 feet by 10 feet, so with a queen-size bed and 8 feet of desk, there's not a lot of floor space left. What makes the room work is how it is organized vertically. The desk is normal height, but the bed is chest high. The difference in height seems to separate them. They're in their own zones. The ceiling above the bed is quite high, 13 feet. Again, tons of storage. 2 closets, a traditional one, plus the walk-up closet. Not to mention all that space under the chest-high bed. Some of that under the bed space is accessed from the adjacent hallway. The bathroom was another space that was designed to overheat. It's a small space, only about 5 by 8. The entire south wall is glass. The cast iron tub, double thick floor, and extra mass in the interior walls add to thermal storage, evening out those temperature swings. All small kitchens deserve a pantry, and this one doubles to give access to an attic getaway space. Photovoltaics, or PV, is producing electricity with solar panels. I installed these panels in 2008, back when PV was expensive and inefficient compared to what's available now. Living with PV has really given me appreciation for this technology. A lot of power is coming from the sun, and electricity is incredibly versatile. And what's really great is how non-fussy this technology is. Hardly any moving parts, super low maintenance. And the cost of PV is getting cheaper and cheaper. I'm happy to be grid-tied and net metered. The meter runs forwards if the consumption is greater than generation, backwards if generation exceeds consumption. Being grid-tied frees me from needing batteries, which I like. There's significant downsides to owning batteries. Being grid-tied also allows me to help power my neighborhood with renewables. The system size is 4.1 kilowatts, which is mid-sized for a residence, but for our electrical needs, it's oversized. As you can see from this graph, our generation is almost 5 times our consumption.
Heating water takes a lot of energy. When I learned about solar hot water systems that are designed for freezing temperatures, I was underwhelmed. The systems were complex with valves and heat exchangers and pumps, hardware that eventually fails. A lot of the systems did fail. A lot of homeowners just gave up and removed them.
I began experimenting with the simplest type of solar hot water heater, the humble batch heater. In a batch heater, the collector and storage tank are one. It's really no more complex than the sun heating up a container of water. This is my first batch solar water heater. I built it in the early 80s and figured that it was a temporary prototype. But now, almost 4 decades later, I still use it. It's nothing but some 3-inch copper drain pipe in an insulated box that faces the south. Fill it in the morning, with captured rainwater by bucket. Empty the scalding water later in the day. It has only 2 buckets of volume, which is usually good for 4 showers after the water is diluted to the right temperature. Built into the house and connected to the plumbing is another batch-type solar water heater. This one is a custom-built stainless steel tank installed under a 4-foot by 4-foot skylight. It's fairly low volume, not much more than 20 gallons. This has proven to be more than we need. No pumps, heat exchangers, and no freezing because the entire system is within the home's envelope. A third solar water heater heats a very small volume of water to boiling even on a cloudy day. This one uses evacuated tube technology, essentially a glass thermos that has an absorptive surface on the inner tube. It's filled with a plant watering can, then emptied directly into a dishwashing bowl. It swivels vertically and horizontally.
The overall performance of a home is not just about the house. The behavior of the occupants is a big variable as well. The willingness to participate, to try new things, to assess effectiveness, invent habits, can make a big difference as well. And this is my favorite venue for turning towards. Think about any quest for excellence that requires a tool, be it music or sailboat racing or tennis. To achieve the very best performance, you need the best tool. That would be a tuned instrument, the right size sails, or a perfectly strung racket. Operator participation is also key, right? For the best performance is a result of both the best tool and operator. And the same is true for household efficiency. A significant part of my home's efficiency is due to occupant participation. Additionally, participation connects me to the resources that sustain me. And this connection helps enable appreciation for these wonderful resources. And me having appreciation lifts my quality of life.
Back to the performance graphs. So in a nutshell, this home's performance was accomplished by 3 things. 1, the power of small. 2, taking advantage of the sun. And 3, the willingness to participate. A willingness to be involved, to turn towards all the little details.
This adventure of chasing efficiency has been so much fun. In upcoming videos, I'll explore all these components in more depth and detail. This was just a quick tour. Feedback is most welcome. Subscribe if you want more. In your own way, turn towards the stuff that keeps you going.